Next up, we have aesthetic versus practicality. So a lot of homeowners are looking for Pinterest-looking homes. They want their house to jump out from the Pinterest boards, right? But like, are they really practical? So I would love to know your take on aesthetic versus practicality. Like, how do you guys balance both of them?
For myself, I'm a more design-driven person.
Yeah.
For my own place, I think that a lot of decisions made will probably be design-centric. But I think that practicality and design can actually go hand in hand. Like, for example, sometimes people consider whether you want to have like open shelves, they might think that that looks nicer. Or some people might consider like closed cabinets.
Yeah.
Yes, but maybe imagine like if it's a kitchen, if it's something that you reach out for very often, multiple times throughout the day, then I think it definitely makes sense for it to be open shelf. So that can also double up as a design element. Yeah. Then for practicality, maintenance is definitely something homeowners would consider a lot lah. Yeah.
I mean, for myself, my take is, as a first-time homeowners, most people have a lot of dream. You know, I want to have, to look like a boutique. Look at certain, my house must look at certain cafes and things like that. Yes, go with the flow, because very important is why I say aesthetic. I put it aesthetic first because it elevates the mood. Especially at first-time homeowners, you always have a lot of dream kind of thing. Put this dream in first. The practicality, I will put. My designer will put in the support, whether is it functional or non-functional. So always go with aesthetic, your dream. Then after that, practicality, because this is no matter what is your first home. But of course now, if a second homeowners, right? I mean, second renovation for the home or second time renovating for the homeowners, right? Then yes, most of the time they will talk about practicality because they have their dream fulfilled. Right. I mean, I'm also speaking from my own personal view as well as a designer kind of thing. I really crazily pump in a lot of effort doing aesthetic, but end of the day, it doesn't work. But again, I fulfill my dream. Right. So there's no right or wrong answer into this. Yeah.
So it's like the psyche of first-time homeowners.
Correct. It's just to fulfill like a little checklist, your lifetime achievement, all kind of thing. That's how I feel.
So would you say both of you would encourage the homeowners to have their wish list, bring forth like the aesthetics, like you encourage them to do that?
Correct.
And then in a way, you guys will take care, you and your team will take care of how can you make it practical too.
Yeah. So for example, now you're mentioning the kitchen and all this, right? So I have a client who actually so-called like a chef or a baker actually. So they always wanted to have a very metallic kitchen. But if you're going to use steel and everything, the first thing that comes into place is the swirl mark. Can you live with it? Is it practical? I will throw all these questions back to he or her kind of thing, and you go and decide. All this thing will surface eventually. So these are the things that I will teach. It's more like educating our client, the journey through this renovation.
Yes.
For like homeowners, right, definitely it excites them a lot to have a wish list of the designs that they want to incorporate in their house. But I think a lot depends on our expertise on how we can make those things happen. Yeah, that's why they engage us. Then basically our role here is to kind of like problem solve for them. Maybe something, a certain design that looks very high maintenance, like dust, things like that. How can we like simplify or make modifications to the design so that it kind of fits them in a more practical sense.
Correct.
Right. So are both of your designing approach, right, where you really, really love it when homeowners come to you and with like crazy mood boards?
Yeah.
You prefer that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow, I really resonate because I think a lot of homeowners, we feel like we need to choose between aesthetic versus practicality. But I love the thought process of like, go hard on aesthetics,
Correct.
let us settle the rest.
The thing is, wherever we start to throw in the practicality part, they will hold back. Yeah, so certain things does work, but certain things doesn't work. You see, so it's like, are you comfortable with handprint and dust kind of thing? Aesthetically, as an example, like a cafe, having a dark theme and concept is always very approachable and straight away attracts you. But can you live with the dust? That's the question again. So it's something that you really have to ponder upon.
So that means practicality is also quite subjective for each
Yeah,
homeowner.
correct.
Somebody is okay with like, I'll wipe every day. I just want my.
I can tell you it's impossible. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's certain things that it doesn't work. You have to really live with it. But solution, there's always a solution. Example, so you mentioned the open shelf. If I'm going to put a glass panel, is it okay for you? So you still have that very openness, but you have a glass in front. Can it work? So we'll throw a question back to our client. Some people like the concept and details, but you don't want to clean. So if I put a glass panel, does it work for you? So you and your partner have to ponder about this question.
Nice. You guys are designers, right? So I would like to know, do you have works that you have done that the design is just full blown? I would love to hear stories, or like maybe we also can insert the photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so full-blown concept is we have one foreign client. So, in foreign country, they always see a lot of marble grains and tiles, special kind of tiles, kind of thing. So they always wanted this, but in foreign land, yes, it's easily purchased. But in Singapore, to have that, you have to think about, maintaining a real marble. Does will the marble be moisture stain? So this is something that we always face, having moisture stain. But aesthetically, yes, it's nice. But in reality, can you accept if time, I will say in the long run, like 2 years, 3 years later, it starts to changes the client accept it. But of course, you have to go through this whole explanation process. Because always same thing. I mean, in overseas, wherever they see the same thing, you see a lot of also like Pinterest and things like, I want my whole house to be marble and things like that. It's nice, but the thing in Singapore, weather is not. And what happened is this particular homeowner is, we have all our timber, it's all real timber. But in Singapore, if you actually enclose the weather and in enclosed environment, timber tend to warp. And corners, it will warp. But can you accept that? So we have to really explain to foreigners, especially foreign clients kind of thing. In Singapore, it's easier because they really know about humidity and things like that. But for a foreigner, we have to put extra care for this. So aesthetic versus practicality, that's the issue with some material usage. Yeah, we face this issue.
Correct. So you guys would encourage them to give you all the ideas, but when it comes to whether you can make it practical, you advise, and it's always decision is on them. It's like, yes, we can make it happen, but here are what you can expect after that. Oh, that's nice. Do you have any examples of you went all out for design, aesthetics, and then the client could accept whatever practicality it supports?
For me, I think that I would try my best to balance practicality and design, because a lot of homeowners, even though they are also very design driven, they also want the house to be generally easy to use, future proof, things like that. Recently I have this homeowner that wanted to do a hidden door next to their TV feature wall, and eventually this room will lead to will become their future kids' room. So one thing about having a hidden door is that from the outside it looks completely flushed. So it could either mean that you can do a lock, but you cannot unlock it from outside, or there will be no lock. So eventually I went to source around. Something that I really enjoy doing is to help my homeowners do sourcing. So I found this lock that can be opened by a screwdriver. So essentially the hole is only this big. So when the whole piece of feature wall went up, you can hardly see the lock. So eventually maybe if this kid stays inside, they are trapped, somehow accidentally lock themselves in, it can still be open. And at the same time, I think we hardly sacrificed any design. So I think that's the best case scenario for us as designers.
So would you say what makes a great interior designer is the ability to source. It's make the design aesthetic happen.
Correct.
And still make it very functional.
So sometimes homeowners doesn't know that by us sourcing a material or a product, it doesn't mean that we do not know, or we do not or have not touched on, because there's thousands of materials and mechanisms that various people have done it, used it, or may not even done or use it. So we will actually find the best lah. Basically, what fits that particular design, we'll use it. It doesn't mean that that little hole we're going to use it every house. No, we don't do that actually.
So customized.
Yeah, it's more or less, yeah.